Well, the day after the princess's engagement was announced, her mother, Mrs. Shankid, brought her into our shop, and there was a great deal of excitement, and her mother wanted to help her choose her trousseau. So we showed her our new spring collection, which she was very excited about, and she asked us to also design for her some very specific things. And the first outfit she chose from us was in fact a navy blue sailor's suit, which then appeared on the official first picture together with the Queen and Prince Charles. She had been previously photographed just with Prince Charles on his own announcing the engagement, but this was the first official picture with the Queen. There was a tremendous change in the way the princess dressed over the years. Initially, when she first became known to the general public, she hadn't learnt what photographed well, how things reacted sitting in a car, standing, windy days. All those things have to be taken into consideration when you make clothes for a member of the royal family. She was quick to learn. She made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, but she grew up fast. Once she learnt the basic rules of royal dressing, she made them her own, and she learnt to use the styles that were current in fashion in absolutely the right way.
From the start, Diana's face became instantly recognizable. Her youthful good looks were seized upon by the professionals for magazines and souvenirs. The photographers and makeup artists recognized her potential as a great beauty.
Well, the first thing that struck me was the colour of her eyes. They were such a beautiful blue, so clear. But I thought I couldn't find a colour that would complement the eyes. So what I did was I used a contrasting colour. I did a brown, basically a brown eye makeup, which brought out the blue of the eyes. To really emphasise them, I was to use a coloured pencil, a blue pencil, to match the colour of her eyes along the bottom rim, above the bottom lashes, which just emphasised the whites and brought out the blue of her eyes. I use navy blue mascara because I find it's very flattering on people with blue eyes, and it doesn't look as hard as black, especially in a photograph. I wanted to get this blue across, you see, so I sort of had this haze of blue, which I achieved with the navy blue mascara. And then using a darker blusher under the cheekbones to push them in, sort of following the shape. Basically, if you smile, you lift up the cheek pads and you leave that colour, leave that area alone, and you apply the blusher underneath, and that sinks in that area there. We had a hairdresser on the shoot, but he didn't have to do very much to it, apart from just run his fingers through the fringe to lift it off the eyes, so I could get to the eyes to make them up.
Blue became her favourite colour in clothes and jewels. Garrard, the Crown Jewellers, was asked to create Diana's engagement ring. They prepared a selection of magnificent gems for the young bride to choose from. In Garrard's workshops, skilled craftsmen used their expertise to make the most famous engagement ring in the world.
I think it was a very romantic gesture for Charles and Diana to choose that huge sapphire and diamond cluster, which of course suited her fantastically well because of her wonderful blue eyes, and the size, I think, was just right. It was also a very traditional ring. I mean, the sapphire and diamond cluster is the most popular combination, or it was the most popular combination at the time in the 80s. And it helped her make her mark as a princess, as a very bejewelled and beautiful princess.
For her going-away outfit, Diana's choice was a deliberate contrast to her extravagant fairy tale wedding gown.
One of the things she particularly wanted to have was an outfit that actually had a straight skirt. She felt that was very grown-up, very sophisticated. She was very specific about the colour. She loved a corally shade, and she asked us to design an outfit that had a little jacket. So in fact it was a dress and a jacket. And she was worried about what kind of a day the wedding would be. So we designed, in fact, two jackets, one with a short sleeve and one with a long sleeve. And as it happened, the day of the wedding was a gloriously sunny day, and she wore the short-sleeved jacket.
A few months later, Diana was expecting her first child, and her adoring public were overwhelmed. Her fashion designers set to work on the creation of a stylish maternity wardrobe. This was the coat she wore on the day her pregnancy was announced.
The fabric for that particular coat was a multicoloured tweed in a lot of very bright colours, which she loved the texture of. And when we showed her a pattern of the particular fabric, she said, "Oh, that's great, that'll make a wonderful coat, and I'd love it to have some kind of fringing around the collar."
In spite of her pregnancy, many of Diana's days were still devoted to tedious public duties, but she was still expected to look like a princess, wearing appropriate outfits.
When it was officially announced that the Princess of Wales was pregnant, she came in to see us, and we designed for her a group of coats, day dresses and long evening dresses that were very specific. And the turquoise coat was specially designed for the Princess of Wales to wear at Windsor during Christmas. And it was in turquoise velour, and it had multicoloured little flowers embroidered around the yoke of it. It was rather romantic and slightly peasant in mood.
4 royal generations celebrated the christening of Prince William, born in June 1982.
Princess of Wales asked us to design an outfit for the christening of Prince William. And the christening was held at Buckingham Palace. And we, in fact, designed for her a pink print silk dress and little tie bolero jacket, which she then later wore in Australia.
Diana's first major tour in 1983 lasted 6 weeks. She said she was a different person by the end of it. She began to feel more liberated from the stuffiness of British royal court.